It's that time again. You're about to receive your daily dose of audio vomit. We are going to talk about the things that go bump in the night and the things that you might see in the sky. We will even talk about Bigfoot and other stupid bullshit that will make your day fucking awesome. So grab your favorite drink, kick back, and turn up the volume. It's time for the Rick Itzari Show with your host, Rick Itzari.
Yes. Wednesday night. We're back here, Asheville, North Carolina. The Rick and Sorry Show. I appreciate everyone tuning in to Spotify and watching this on Facebook or YouTube. You can also follow me on Instagram. The Grams. Yes. Wednesday night. How's it going? Midweek, hump day, people would say. I say that because if you're a working class, just like most of everyone here in America, you look forward to Wednesday because it's almost closer to the weekend where you can kick back, have a few drinks, have a little smoke. Yeah, of course. You relax, chill out, have a good time, man. Life is too short to be working all the time. Not like me. I just went out and got a second job today. Hey, man, running the podcast is not cheap, so I gotta do what I gotta do, man. And plus, beer's not cheap either. Yeah. In my travel, I love to travel too, and I love nice things like socks and underwear. Yeah, of course. Who doesn't? Well, some people don't wear underwear. I found that out. But hey, that's another story. Definitely another story. So, what's going on out there, man? I tell you what it is. Tell you what is going on out there. 2025 and how crazy it is right now. Yes. How crazy it is right now. Ooh, I thought we was going in the music. Yes. In 2025, reports of unidentified aerial phenomenon. UAPs now is what they're called. UAPs. I mean, that's cool, everything. I still like UFO. I still like saying UFO. It just sounds so exotic. It sounds so, I don't know. I grew up in like the monster movie, ending of the monster movie era and stuff like that. So, it's, wow, music. That's crazy. Anyway, I'm gonna have to look into that. But like I was saying, I grew up in the era of like monster movies and staying up late and watching Svengoolie and watching like the late night Friday night movie or Saturday night movie on your local antenna TV. You know what I'm talking about. The antenna. Either you have to adjust the rabbit ears with the aluminum foil, or it actually had the little motorized box where you can turn the automatic antenna on top of your roof. Yeah, that was me. I was poor. I didn't have cable. So, it was UFOs, aliens, and everything like that. But reports in 2025, the UAPs, formerly known as UFOs, continue to surface, sparking renewed interest and discussion about their nature. How's it sparking renewed interest? It's always been something that someone's always been talking about. I don't really get that one, but hey, it is what it is. I get it. to me, I've never stopped thinking about it. I never stopped thinking about Bigfoot or UFOs or aliens or supernatural phenomena and stuff. Like ghosts and everything. Uh, several things has come up with incidents, including potential collisions with military aircraft and shape shifting objects. They've been reported along with ongoing government investigations and in congressional hearings. It's like an ongoing thing. It's always something is happening every day, you know, in the sky. It's a big ass fucking sky. It's a big ass fucking sky. How can we track it all? We can't. We can't track it all. We might can. I don't know. We do have satellites. We do have radar and everything like that. But it's huge. It's a huge freaking sky, and there is so much open land and open water. How can we see this all? Yeah, there's always something happening. Always something happening. And I believe that to this day. There'll always be something happening. Oh, it sounds too quiet here in the studio, my new studio here. I'm still trying to think of a name for the studio. If you got any suggestions, you can email me with your suggestions. You can email me here. Look down here. If you'd like to be a guest on the show or email me suggestions, the Rick at Starry Show at gmail.com. There he goes, right there, going across. I was debating about doing video tonight, just only doing audio, but I was like, no, maybe some people like to watch the video too, and later on, if they're at work or something like that, want to listen to the podcast, they can go ahead and listen to it online and on Spotify if you want to watch it there. I want to get to other things. I've been lazy. The only day I've had today, I've had so much stuff to do. So let's get back to UFOs and stuff like that. What I was talking about. Like NASA's UAP independent study team, the All Domain Anomaly Resolution Office. What the hell is that? What kind of name is that? Why don't you just say it like the fucking office or something like that? I don't know. You got to have something official to have like government funding. You got to have official name for the government funding. It is what it is. Screw it. It could be. You could call it. There ain't no way you can always remember that, especially after you had a few drinks or something. Just call it Mark or Jones or whatever office. But anyway, this office, this official government office, is actively examining these sightings, aiming for more scientific approach and understanding for the phenomena. Okay, yeah, I get that. But how long have they been doing that? How long is it going to be before they actually come out and say, "Hey, this is what it is. These people are these group of alien is from this section of space and this section of space, and they're from this planet or this star. This is what has been on Earth." When are they going to come out? Disclosure. Not going to happen. Probably not going to happen. I don't think it will. I have my doubts. I have my doubts, but I could be wrong. Things could change. Things could come out. Shoot, it could be early Christmas in July. Who knows? Or it could be Independence Day in July. Just like the movie. Come in here, you know, beam us all up, destroy us all. Yep. Oh, man. I need to start wearing my glasses. Or reading glasses. I need to actually go to the doctor. It makes me look more sophisticated, I guess. If you're just now tuning in, welcome to the Rick Sorry Show. I really appreciate you tuning in. You can also follow us on the Facebook page and Instagram page and also on YouTube. Just type it into the Google machine that you have there, your phone or your computer. Type it in the Rick Sorry Show. And I really do appreciate all the views and all the emails that I've gotten over the last few weeks. And I appreciate you still tuning in after all this. Um, yeah, and I can always wear those. Just only what I'm reading. I'm like, I don't even know why I even have them. I don't even really can't read that well. So, but Oh, here's a little shout out to my friend Manny. He's starting up the Tempest Universe number 2. Number 2. Utah, give me 2. Yes. I don't know why I keep doing that joke, but I love that movie, point blank. But, he's coming up. Check out his YouTube page, The Tempest Universe number 2. Manny, man, he's always full of information. He's going, AI on us now, and he's always pulled out a great podcast. No matter what he does, he pulls out a great podcast. That's just even when he had guests on, we had call-ins over the years. It's just his stuff. He had, UFO Buster Radio, which was amazing. He also had, the Tempest Universe, which is still amazing. I go back and listen to some of our old, podcasts that, I joined in and the stuff that he had. I love it. I love his stuff. So if you're on Spotify, it's on Spotify. Check it out. The old UFO Buster Radio or the Tempest Universe, but look on YouTube, the Tempest Universe number 2 with the number 2. Check it out. Follow him, like it, subscribe it, man. This guy, he's amazing. He's amazing at what he does. And maybe we'll have him on the show here soon again. And I like to thank everyone for tuning in to watch Screen Man. I was on last week. And also my other guest I had, Avery Carson, and his story he was talking about. Uh, I mean, some of that stuff is just, it's amazing what other people have to deal with and go through. And I love it, man. I love it. I love this stuff. So we're going to move forward. Any specific events and developments for this past week? Um, I mentioned earlier that like a collision with the military craft with multiple reports of strange objects near U.S. military sites in Arizona. I used to live in Arizona. Arizona's nice. I love it. There's a whole bunch of open land, several bases there, including one damaged a UFO or a UAP, whatever you want to call it, whatever new school, old school name you want to call it. I still call it UFO. I'm going to call it UFO. Fuck it. I don't care. I'm going to call it a UFO. A UFO damaged a U.S. F-16 fighter jet. Why isn't this on the news? Like, why isn't this being covered by NBC, ABC, Fox, or whatever? CNN? I guess it's just not, something coming out of the fucking sky hitting a plane. I mean, that's our tax dollars getting damaged. Okay. Let us know about it. Let us know. Show us. Give us the disclosure. Ah, yeah, I bet you're wondering why is he so angry tonight? I'm not angry. I'm just kind of hyped up. I had a lot of Mountain Dew today, and that's my vice. That's my vice during the day. I don't drink coffee that often. I used to, but now I just stick to the Mountain Dew, man. It gets me through. I'm for the green machine though. The green Mountain Dew, or I can't do Code Red or the other fancy ones that they have out. I can't afford that. Stick with the green machine, man. So other things is happening. California, of course, California UFO or UAP. The new video of a UAP recorded near California was released. Okay. All right. Really released it. Okay. Well, I mean, we saw it. Okay. I can't really tell if that's something, you know, but it was released. And here, let's take a look at it. Actually, NBC actually reported that. Let's give them credit. NBC News off of NBCnews.com. Yeah, this happened April 8th. What is today? Today's the 9th, so that happened yesterday. Okay, let's take a look at this video here. Yep. Okay, some guy on here looking at it. Oh man, maybe I should show it on here. Maybe I can't show it. Yeah, I can't show it on here. I can't show it on this. Probably get sued. I don't have any money anyway. All right, so Let's see what we got here for UFO. Oh, we got some black and white footage, some night camera vision stuff. It's like a little dot and some crosshairs. We seen it. We seen it before. I don't know, man. I'm looking at it. It looks like a helicopter a little bit, but you know, compared to the Tic Tac thing, I'm not too sure. I'm not saying I'm a skeptic on this. I mean, we always see unidentified flying objects in the air. I have seen them. Living in Arizona, I was there in 1996 when, or 97. Yeah, I believe it was 97, 96, 97. I can't remember where the Phoenix Lights. I was there. I was living there. Me and my mom saw it. It was nuts. It was crazy. It was the one of the most chilling thing I have ever seen in my life. It was okay. I'll back up. I'll tell you the story. This is it. Story time, kids. All right. So you know that evening, me and some friends were out and about, and all of a sudden, and I was living in Gilbert, Arizona at the time. If you know Gilbert, Arizona, it's a it was a small little town back in the late '90s. It was developing, and it was nice. We went to 7-Eleven to get some Slurpees, big gulps, whatever else. And the electricity throughout the town went out. We're like, what's going on? Why is the lights out? Why is the electricity out? We get to 7-Eleven and we buy our stuff, and there was a cop that comes up into the parking lot. The cop says, "Hey, y'all kids need to get home." Okay. Yeah, I mean, we agree. We're with the cops. We're in there causing trouble. We want some big gulps. We want some Slim Jims, M&Ms, whatever teenagers have to go play video games. Well, we get back to the apartment complex. I was living in an apartment complex, in which was right down the road. Um, my friends' parents were like, "Hey, y'all need to come home." My mom and my neighbors, everybody, all my neighbors were out on the porch, out on the front area, out in the grass lawn area, just looking up to the sky. I'm just like, what is going on? And my upstairs neighbor told my mom and me, my mom and I, or whatever it is, that there has been a major UFO sighting over Phoenix area and it's heading this way in the general area. I was like, what? I'm like, I was like, I believe in 95 or 96, Independence Day just came out. So yeah, it was like 97 when this happened. And yeah, it was. I was still in school. Yes, because I remember I was still in school. I was my senior year in high school. And they told us that there was a sightings for a UFO over Phoenix. They shut down the airport. Everything was going on. I'm like, no way. No, I was like, no, I was kind of scared. I have to be honest. I was scared. And I was a teenager. I was still young, 17, 18, something like that. And my mom saw it first, between me and her, and then the other people in the apartment complex saw it come, hovering over. And we didn't just see the lights. We saw the outline of this UFO. It was huge. It was big. It was very, very big. I know it was bigger than a commercial airline. It was way bigger than that. And you could see the outline of it. Now there was not a full moon that night. I wish there was. Oh my god, I wish there was. But it wasn't. And this UFO comes hovering over, and when it got close, like the air, it got stale. I'd say it got really stale, and like the quiet, it was so quiet you could not even hear it. It had zero noise, and you could see the outline of this going over my apartment complex, and everybody was just amazed. There were people gawking, and I you could hear some people praying and like, Catholic the Catholic religion is very dominant out there. It's very big. See people doing the sign of the cross or whatever it is. I'm not Catholic. I'm sorry if I got that wrong, but you know, people start praying. People are on their knees praying. People are astonished. This UFO flies or glides. I wouldn't say fly. It took us time going over, but it went over. The lights came on, and that was it. So, I mean, it was a crazy, crazy experience. And I never thought I would experience anything else again like that in my life, in which I haven't. I've never experienced anything like that again. Now, I have seen UFOs. I've seen weird stuff in the sky. I've never been abducted or came in close with an alien. I never done that. But nothing will ever top that night in a UFO sighting for myself than by just having one land in the front yard, me getting on it and going. Now, I have had dreams, way before the Phoenix Lights has happened. I've had dreams about being addicted, but I haven't been. I don't think I have been, but I have had lots of dreams of being take away in a UFO or stuff coming in my room, especially when I lived alone. But like I said, it could be dreams. It could be my self-conscious, telling me maybe this did happen. I don't know. I'm not gonna say it did because I'm not really for sure. And I actually thought about going to like a hypnotist and talking about this or a therapist and maybe, you know, diving deeper into this. I mean, if you have a chance to go, go. I would love to hear your story about seeing a hypnotist and talking about if you have been abducted to, reach out to me, send me an email. Let me know your story. I would love to have you on the show to talk about your encounter. Here, it's an open forum. I encourage it. I want people to come out and to tell their stories. I want people to let other people know about what's going on this earth, in this universe. It's, you know, it's our own personal way of having disclosure in a way. Because God forbid the fucking government going to tell us about it. But, maybe they still have hearings, Congress hearings. Congress had held a hearing on UAPs with expert testimony and disclosure about the immaculate um, program or wherever it is, immaculate constellation program, or I think that's what it's called, something immaculate program. I'm not sure, but I need to do more research on that. I'm not big into the hearings because all it is just a bunch of government officials and a couple experts talking about what they seen, what they come across. They show some video on some, with crosshairs on it all the time. I'm more of the citizens reports. I'm more for the individual testimonies of people that's being abducted or their reports of seeing what they see in the sky or their encounters with Bigfoot or any other kind of supernatural being or ghost. I'm more for that. It's just like you got these big names out there, which I think is cool. I love those shows. I love watching the Bigfoot shows. I love watching Ancient Aliens. I love watching whatever else show there is. I don't mean to name drop so much, but I love those shows and I love to meet these guys sometime. But it's the actual people that make, the reports. I would say actually make the reports, worthwhile listening to. So there's my email address, the Rick at Sorry Show at gmail.com. Email me your encounter, or if you want to be on the show, just say, "Hey, Rick, I would love to be on the show." We'll set you up a time for it. It's no big deal. So I'll let this keep strolling for a bit, let you go in there. But with citizen reports, it's always increased reporting of UAP sightings, including one that's been going on that everybody's been talking about. It's this town in India. It's like a village or something like that. Has it been? It's in India. I'm not sure exactly where. With multicolored blinking lights were observed. Okay, well, we get that here in the US. I'm sure you can find that here, but a lot of people has been talking about that, you know, but the sighting in India for some odd reason evidently was pretty close. A lot of people saw it. There's like a million or so people in India. Of course, someone saw it. I mean, come on. I mean, I wish I had more information about it. I don't. It's just, I mean, for some odd reason they make that a headline for that. But also, oh, we do have a U.S. in Green Cove Springs, Florida. Objects changing shape was reported. So if you get a chance, you want to Google some of that information. Evidently, the object was just changing shapes right in broad daylight, almost right in front of people in this place called Green Cove Springs, Florida. So check it out if you want to. Let's see. Yeah, let's see what can I do. A UFO-like object changes shapes above Green Cove Springs on March 22nd. Okay, this is a little bit ago. The shape shifting, slowly turning object hovered high above the cove. Um, okay, this was like an actual daytime, like a daytime, like show, man. There's the video on it too, so you can see the video on this. They were leaving many people to speculate about it. It was a black object. It was morphing black job. It was high above just US 17 south of Harbor Road, slowly heading southeast. Of course, it made no noise, at least a few hundred feet off the ground. So it is pretty close. It was pretty close to the ground. It wasn't that high up. So, and this was a daytime thing. And I'm looking at the video right now of it. Wow. You know, I actually say this is actually good video. This is a really good video. If you get a chance, Google that. Google Green Coast Springs, Florida, and put UFO shape shifting. It doesn't look like a plane. I have to say, it does not look like an airplane. Hmm. I'm really good on that. I'm good with that video. That's a good video. Whoever shot that and got that on there, good for you. Good video skills. Your phone wasn't too shaky. You didn't have the worst camera that you owned. That's good. Um, there's a UAP database. Okay. Yeah, yeah, we know that. National Archive released a digital hub of government records of UAPs, including reports from Federal Aviation Administration. Yeah, if that sounds like something you want to check out, interest you. That's cool. I mean, I figure they would always have a database or something. All the reports, everything coming in. Why wouldn't you have a database for that? Oh, I need to add some WD 40 or 30 or 40, yeah, onto this squeaky arm. But oh yeah, see, sounds like my mattress. Well, I have a purple, so it doesn't squeak anymore. Um, yeah, I mean that was a good video. I really liked it. I really think it. I need to get something to drink, get some more Mountain Dew. Uh, just chill back, relax for a few minutes or for a minute or two. I actually got I got my commercials kind of finally in order. So I'll be back in just a minute. I'm gonna get something to drink and a word from on our commercials. Hi, folks. Do you have a loved one that's in the fourth quarter of their life? Or do you know someone that's on the 1 yard line and don't have any more timeouts?
Here at Stevens and Fox Funeral Service, we help you deliver that special someone over the line and into that end zone where they can celebrate that final play with championship in the sky.
So come on down to Stevens and Fox Funeral Service and we'll make a game plan for you.
We are located right off Route 9, about 100 yards past the Piggly Wiggly. Go Dogs!
Damn it, Bill, them rattling snakes are back again. Every damn year those motherfuckers slither their way back into our yard.
Kids, be careful while playing in the yard. We cannot afford to take another kid to the ER or the funeral home again.
Do you have a rattlesnake problem? Call Ralph's Rattlesnake and Rodent Removal. We are on the southwest corner of Skittles Avenue and 2 clicks down from the Waffle House next to the Best Western. Our friendly staff will treat you with respect as we handle your rodent needs. Call us at 828-555-9571. We are here to help you. We are closed on most Tuesdays and all day Sunday.
Wow. Well, Rouse Rattlesnake Removal. If you got some rattlesnakes, some rattling snakes in your yard, don't want your kids get bit, your dogs get bit, kitty cats get bit, whatever. Give them a call. Probably nobody answer. I don't know whose number that is. I just made up stuff, but that's a good commercial. I like it. If you got some commercials of a local business or anything like that that you want to put out there, anybody got a commercial they want to add or just something that a joke commercial, send it to me, man. I'd love to put it out there for you and let people hear it and put a link to it and everything like that. You can follow the Rick and Sorry Show on Facebook, the Instagram, and also on YouTube. You know, I don't have any other social media just yet. If I do have X, which I'll never call it X, I'll call it Twitter. But I mean, I don't know. Don't get me wrong. For a person that loves to explore space and everything, I have a love hate thing for Elon Musk. But I don't know. I like what he does for the Mars program and SpaceX and stuff like that. But you know, political stuff, that's a different story. And I don't go down that road right now. So the title of this podcast was Regulation 200-2. Does anybody know what that is? Hardly anybody does. So shortly after the Robertson panel met in January of 1953, the Air Force implemented Regulation 200-2, which said that a number of unidentified UFOs reports must be reduced as much as possible. The directive allegedly was linked to another regulation, JANAP 146, which made the release of information about UFOs by military personnel a criminal act punished by 10 years in prison and a $10,000 fine. If you want more information about that, look up the Robertson panel. You can find more information about that. That's nuts. And I'm sure this has been, in 1953, $10,000 was like $1 billion to the, well, it's not like that, but I mean, it was a lot of money and 10 years in prison, that's 10 years of your life gone. $10,000. That was a lot of money then. Who knows what it is now? It can't be still $10,000. I have to check it out though. But a lot of people did not know that. That's why a lot of these commercial flights and their pilots do not talk about it. It's automatically your job. It's automatically, look frowned upon. Some bosses probably don't care. Some of the smaller airlines and whatnot, But for these major commercial airlines, they don't talk about it. They know it's instant career suicide. And so, some of these military people that were getting out of the military or witnessed it and experienced things in there, it was just another incentive not to talk. Made it a criminal act, punishable by 10 years in prison and a $10,000 fine. That's nuts. And now we're out here talking about, this these congressional hearings. I mean, they're out there talking about it now. There's military heads of state and everything like that in these congressional hearings. But they're not coming out and saying it. Why would they fine somebody $10,000 or more or whatever it is now and threaten them with 10 years in prison if there's nothing to talk about? Or it is swamp gas or whatever. It doesn't make sense to me. What the fuck is going on? I don't get it. So, I mean, it's always something to think about. It's always in the back of my mind thinking about this, and especially encounters. If you encounter something, I mean, of course, it's going to bug you. It's going to be like, wow, I saw this. I want to, hardly anybody can keep that to themselves. You want to get it out. I mean, this could be. Oh, wait. Well, do you remember Art Bell? There you go, Art. That's for you, buddy. He's one of my inspirations to become a podcaster. Besides, I don't know. I would have to say, Manny from the Tempest Universe. He also kind of inspired me to start podcasting. And a political podcaster, Tony Michaels. If you're into that, they consider him being the Rush Limbaugh of the left. Look at his stuff on Spotify, YouTube, and whatnot. Tony Michaels. It's called the Tony Michaels Podcast. Great stuff. Great stuff. He's awesome. Anyway, um, yeah, I mean, these podcasters are out talking about this stuff all the time. I'm talking about it. People want to talk about it. People want to have guests on to get those stories out. And that's what I'm saying. Shows like this are based on citizen reports and also ex-military, now citizen to, citizens or from when they come back out of the military, non-civilian, to civilian reports. Those are awesome. Those are the best ones. I rely on those. I believe that those are the best reports, better than this stuff that you see on the news that, blah, blah, blah station would report it on and give you some kind of green or black and white video with the little dot going across the screen. Okay, we've seen it. So what? Give me a 4-star general, put him out on the podium saying, hey, these are real. These is what's happening. This is what's going on. Cover your bong hole. Or don't. I whatever. Key takeaways. UAP sightings, UAP or UFO, I like UFO still, sightings continue to be a topic of interest and concerns. I've never known it not to be. Get it out there. Let people know. The government is actively investigating these phenomenons and is seeking more scientific approaches. Okay. Do it. I'm all for that. If my tax dollars went to that a lot, which I'm sure it does, these black budgets, these whatever else, let it. I want to know as much as I can. Oh, shit. I'm glad that my tax dollars are going to something like that. Fuck the roads. Hell, I got like 2 moon craters right in the driveway, right out here in the road. I had to play dodge the moon crater every time I go to work. I mean, I can dodge that. But, if you could put money into, put a little money into it, eventually fix it. If not, some citizens go out there with some gravel and 2x4 or something to fix that moon crater. But yes, I want to know what's up in the sky. I want to know what can come down to kill me or to take over or has already taken over, infiltrated the government, infiltrated your military, influenced you. Why do you think it's common to see the same alien head everywhere? Where did they get that from? Maybe they're trying to get that image out to everyone so people won't freak out when they actually do come out to say, "Hey, this is what these dudes look like. This is what this race looks like." The tall blondes, short grays. Why do you think they keep talking about? Why do you think they have like really detailed podcast and this podcast is not detailed. I wish I was getting government funding. Hell, I can, you know, I have to. I'm thinking of ways to actually raising money on this, so I don't have like a donation thing yet, but probably going to get some stickers and some T-shirts and stuff by the end of the summer. Maybe some beanies. That would be nice for the winter time. It gets cold out there. Gotta wear one. Gotta wear a Rick and Sorry show beanie. Be nice. Anyway, an increased reporting and just well, I would say it's more increased reporting. Disclassified information are shredding light on these mysterious sightings. They are. I mean, you got people up there, with their home. Everybody has a camera on their phone now. May not be the best. It may be just your flip phone, but or whatever. But the video I just saw, the one down in Florida, man, that was clear. That was nice. That was a good video. I'm convinced that is a shape shifting phenomenon in the skies over Florida. I know there's some weird stuff down in Florida happening, but I'd say right there in that video, if you get a chance to look it up, look it up. It's a great video. Good job on that. High five. Digital high five. Boom. Right there. You saw it on the podcast, the Rick Star Show. Man, the questions of what these objects are and their origins remains a major focus on research and debate. Of course it does. Where the fuck do you think it comes from? Well, now wait a minute. Now it could come from the center of the Earth. I mean, a lot of people believe in the hollow Earth. I don't know if the Earth is completely hollow. I think there might be some openings in the poles. Come on, South Pole, maybe North Pole, maybe. I don't know. It might be a little openings from all over the world to get there quicker instead of having to go up north or south. I'm kind of for that. I like that theory. I like that theory. It's not proven, so I'm going to keep it as a theory. Some people could cons they can call it a conspiracy theory, but I don't think it's much of a conspiracy, but it could be. I'm all for that. I like that idea. They could be in the earth, just like the ant people. They could be hiding in there, and then when the time is ready, they're like, "Pop! All right, trick or treat! Here I am, ant people." I get that, but yeah, the question of these objects and their origin still remains a major focus. Of course, it does. I hope it always does. It's not just UFOs. It's like Bigfoot too. Now there's hundreds and hundreds of sightings of Bigfoot and hundreds of people taking videos and pictures. I've seen some videos that it's like, wow, that is a Bigfoot. Yeah. I mean, I am totally on about Bigfoot because I actually do have a Bigfoot story. I have an encounter. Now I didn't come too close to it, but I did see it. Now I'm tell that. I told that story on a podcast. I emailed the guy and I was on his podcast. Yeah, I mean, he let me tell my story and everything like that. So this is what it was. What it started off, I lived in Mississippi at one time, and I lived in open farmland, hardly any neighbors, lots of land. We grew lots of vegetables, lots of fruit trees, grapes, vegetables, everything. We had a garden, big garden, because that's how we got our food. Well, one afternoon, it was like one evening. I went. My stepdad and my mom went on vacation or went out of town to visit relatives, and they come back and they see some of our cantaloupes and some of our watermelons were smashed. Of course, they called me and my cousin. They were like, "Hey, did y'all do this? Y'all out here having fun busting up the watermelons here? How are we gonna have watermelons if you keep busting them up?" Like, no, we didn't do that. You know, and my stepdad, he was getting angry. He's like, he thought I was lying to him. But my grandfather, heard him getting on to me, and he was like, he came over and he intervened. He told me to go somewhere else. He goes, "Let me talk to your stepdad." So him and my stepdad had a conversation. Now my grandfather has been on the land ever since he was a kid, and he can remember certain stories about Native Americans from his grandparents in that area. There was, I think it's like the Choctaws, the Chickasaws, and a couple other Native Americans at the time, or just natives. I don't know if they were considered Native Americans or not, but I like to say. But anyway, it got to the point to where it was like every other night or every couple of days, watermelons were being smashed or being picked up and smashed and thrown into our yard, out of the garden. So it got to the point to where my stepdad's like, "I'm done with this," because our fruit trees were starting to get picked. Our apples, our peaches, our pears, they were starting to get picked. Fruit was being dropped on the ground, being stepped on. Now, didn't see any footprints or anything like that, but the rumor that my uncle was saying that it could have been a Bigfoot, or what they call down south in Mississippi, the Booger Man. I've heard there's several names for it. Booger Man, um, the Wild Man, Wild Woman, uh, of course, Bigfoot, um, Woolly Booger. There's several names for this. So, my uncle, and my mom's brother, when he was still alive, and my stepdad and his relatives, they all sat down and they talked about what was going on. And so they came up with a plan to where, um, a few of them will be out in a truck out in the field in the back with guns. One or two will be up on top of the house or the roof with guns, and another one will be stationed out in the barn. I believe my granddad was going to get involved in this too. I believe he was in there that night. I was wanting to come out there to go with these guys, and they're like, "No, you stay in the house, with mom. Whatever you hear, any guns or anything going off, do not come outside because you could get shot. You could run out there. You could, nothing. Just stay inside no matter what." So they would not tell me any information what was going on, or in because my stepdad always kept his guns locked up in a different room. That whole week before they came over and actually went out for that night, they were having guns in the living room. There was a gun in the living room. There was a gun with shells in the bedroom and in the living room right there. There's one at each end of the house. And it was like, what is going on? Even my stepdad talked to the sheriff, the local sheriff in that area, and talked to him about the situation. And told him, he said, if there's gunshots or anything like that, I remember him saying that to him. If anybody reports it, which I doubt they would, this is what's going on. So It came that night. They all go out there and get on their stations. It had to be like 2:30 in the morning. All we hear is bang, 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 boom, boom, boom. Guns just going off like crazy. You could hear a bunch of yelling. It's over there. It's over there. It's over there. Boom, boom, boom. And I'm like, I jump out of bed. My mom gets out of bed. She's like yelling at me, Ricky, Ricky, get back in the bed. Stay in the bed. Don't go near the window. I didn't listen to her. I ran to the window. I wanted to go out onto the porch, but I did not I want the fear to get shot or seeing. I wanted to see what it was. I wanted to see this creature. What had them out there so scared to be out there with guns loaded up? But it would have probably been too much for me to even like to grasp. So after a little bit, it quiet down. They all come inside the house. I'm awake. My mom's in there. She's talking to my stepdad. What happened? What happened? What's going on out there? One of my stepdad's brothers is like, no, I don't believe this, man. I don't believe this. I go to church, everything, you know, like that has anything to do with it. But he's like, I go to church. I don't believe in this stuff. I can't believe I'm actually here. And they're like trying to tell him, you know what you saw. You know what you were shooting at. You know that there it was a creature that came there. They said this. They know that they saw something big. They know they saw something come out of the woods into the field, into the garden, and running back. You would think they would shot it. These guys are avid deer hunters, raccoon hunters, coon hunters, or whatever you want to call them. They hunt. They knew how to shoot. They knew how to hit their target. Did they hit their target? Maybe. I don't know. I couldn't get a lot of information out of it. I just know what I heard. My mom kept yelling at, go back to bed, go back in your room. Now, my middle brother was still at home. He was in high school at the time. He got involved in it a little bit, but they didn't let him go out and shoot at all. So the next day, they go into the woods looking for this, tracking it down, trying to see what they could find. I mean, we go into our woods that we live there all the time. Not a lot, but I mean, like, we went in there quite often and we would know. And I have went in there by myself before, and I've always felt that something was watching me or could be following me. We have, I think it was like 77 acres of like forest land. No, it was like some of it was flat farmland. I'd say about like there's quite a bit of acres of forest land. And I always felt like when I went down there by myself, I always had a knife. I always had a gun, like a 22 or a 410, nothing major. Um, something to defend myself. It always felt like something was following me. It always felt like eyes were always on me. So they went down tracking this creature, and the creature never showed up again after that. They didn't find anything. Um, they saw where something cut through bushes and limbs and made a path. They saw that. So they had an idea where it went and how it went down through the woods. We had trails and everything, even an open plot of land that was down close to the river, the Big Black River. I think that's what it's called. It's called the Big Black, yeah. And our property lined right up on that. And they did not see anything. I don't know if they saw any footprints in the garden or in the fields or anything like that. Nothing was discussed like that. And nobody talked to me about that. So over the period of years, weird things happened after that. My stepfather passed away, family got, split up. everything like that. My uncle got divorced and moved away. But it was before I moved from Mississippi to Arizona. I was in high school. I would think I was in ninth grade or in eighth grade, going into ninth before we moved or whatever it was. It was, I'd say it was definitely early fall. Um, first, first week or second week of September, I would say. So, things are starting to cool down just a little bit from the summer leaves. It's getting that fall kind of feel to it there in Mississippi. And I was riding the school bus home, and I was sitting in the very back seat on the right hand side, and one of my friends was sitting on the left hand side, very back seat. He was close to the window. I was stretched out, sitting alone on my seat. And there's a property that's next to our property is divided by a cow field. And it has like bridges and stuff that's connecting little bodies of waters that is connecting to the Big Black River and what's around us. Uh, we passed by the first bridge, the second bridge, and the third bridge, the last bridge before you turn around to turn on the turn that goes past our property. There's a bridge there that has an opening, and it has a kind of an open field right there. And the bridge is, and the other side of the land is fairly close to the bridge and close to the road. The school bus is going by. It's not speeding. It's not going by very fast. And the person next to us, person sitting next to me, I'm looking out there, and I always look out in the fields to see if we see deer or anything like that. And there it was. It was sitting on the edge of the bank, scooping water, drinking, about to drink. And me and my friend, his name was Chad, and I was like, we saw it. We turned around, looked at each other. He looked at me. He's like, "Did you see that?" I said, "Did you see that?" I said, "What was that?" He goes, "It's Bigfoot." He just straight out said it. He had he didn't say anything else. He knew. He's like, "That was Bigfoot." He probably saw it better than I did, but I saw it pretty damn good to see what I saw. And that was my encounter. And so I mean, like, holy crap. I was like, "Oh my God, did you see that, Chad?" Yeah, I was still so psyched about it. So we turned the corner that's going down on the other side of my property on our road to drop me off. I get off the school bus. I'm so pumped. I run inside and I tell my mom, I said, "Mom, me and Chad saw a creature on the school bus over there by the first bridge, scooping water in his hand or in their hand. I don't know if it was male or female, but it was huge. It was a big, huge animal that was sitting there scooping water. And I saw it. This was not a cow. This was not a deer. This is definitely not a bear. There's hardly any bear in Mississippi, especially where I lived. I don't know what the population has changed now, but it was at the time. This animal, this creature, scooping water to drink it from his hand. The hand was cupped. So I know this was not a cow. And I go in there and I tell my mom. My mom's like, "Oh, okay." So I'm like, "I'm going down there. I'm going down four-wheeler. I'm driving down there on the road. Go look again." She's like, "Don't you go down there. Don't you go down there." Of course, I went down there. The creature was already gone by the time I got there. There's now right over the bridge, there's a little path that you could cross off to the road to get into that field. I drove my four-wheeler into that field and drove over there to where that creature was sitting. And you could see in the field, they hardly bush hogged it. They hardly cut the grass. You could see where it walked from the water or to the water and from the wooded area into the swamp area back into there. It didn't take the same footpath. you could see the grass being walked down. There was no footprints. I couldn't see footprints, but you could see definitely where something has walked through there. And that's my encounter of my Bigfoot that I saw in Mississippi. Um, if you're wondering where this was in Montgomery County, Mississippi, and a little town called Poplar Creek, Mississippi. It's like 5 to 6 miles outside of Kilmichael, Mississippi. And that's where I grew up until I moved out to Arizona. It was that next spring is when we moved out. No, maybe it was summer. It was maybe that next summer. Yeah. Or maybe I can't remember. We moved to Arizona soon after that. My mom sold the property and we moved. So that's my story, my UFO story I was telling you about, with the Phoenix lights. I did get to witness that, and I'm very happy to can say that I was actually there when the Phoenix lights happened. And I'm actually happy to say that I can give you a Bigfoot story of my own. I wish I had a few more, and I've always wanted to go out to go like Bigfoot hunting, or not just hunting, just going out to see if we can find a Sasquatch, or hear it, and go out with a group, and there's all kinds of places but they're really expensive. But I'm gonna do some research, and if I find a place, I'll talk about it and see if I can hook that up. Um Now, if you have an encounter with a Bigfoot, alien, UFO video, anything that you want to talk about this, ghost too, man, supernatural phenomenon, I'm all about that. Any kind of spirits, demons, anything like that, let me know. Let me know about it here at the Rick It's Sorry Show. This is my email right here. You can see it right, boom, 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 right there at the end, the bottom of the screen. Send me an email. Let's talk. And if you want to be on the show, just tell me you want to be on the show. Um, you can follow me on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and you can get the audio on Spotify, which is really kind of cool now these days. If you can't watch the video, you can listen to it on Spotify, which is awesome, right there. And give one more shout out to my buddy Manny for the you go on YouTube, find his The Tempest Universe 2, and that would be something to check out when he gets it fully going. He would love to have you to like it and subscribe it and share it. Even with these videos on YouTube, if you want to post it, like it, subscribe it, share it, I would love to have you to do that. That'd be great. I just want you to, keep your eyes open, keep looking to the sky, and always keep your head on the swivel. You never know what you might see. Thank you for watching this show, and I really appreciate everything you've done. For watching the show on Spotify, or listening to the show on Spotify, YouTube, and Instagram, Facebook. I'm Rick Astari. I'm out of here. Keep your head on the swivel, guys.
You have been listening to The Rick It's Sorry Show. Tune in again for more crazy stuff that will make you wonder, what the hell did I just listen to? If you would like to follow The Rick It's Sorry Show on social media, search for the show on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. If you would like to be on the show to tell about an encounter you may have had, you should email Rick at therickitssarryshow@gmail.com. And remember, the difference between you and me is just a couple of drinks, a tinfoil hat, and one crazy night in Asheville.